What's going on, guys? It's just Pager from Solus, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to use the Supreme bot HasteyIO. HasteyIO is currently, in my opinion, the best of all the Supreme bots. With Palace working tirelessly behind the scenes, he's added some secret sauce that's definitely going to give all Hasty users the upper hand against other Supreme bots. First, we can just go over a brief run through of the bot, and then we could get into detail on how to set up, when to start tasks, delays, and all the keys to getting that payment successful. As you can see here, we have Hasty open. On the side, there are 6 different tabs. We have the dashboard, view tasks, create tasks, create profile, proxies, and settings. On the dashboard, it features the items that will be dropping in this upcoming week. It's currently not interactive in any way, but it's a nice one-stop shop for all the images from that week's drops. View tasks is where you're going to spend the most of your time when you're actually running the bot. Create task this is where it gets a little in depth. This is where you set up your tasks, and this is the guts of the bot. This is where you either make or break your week when you're trying to run. Create profile is obviously where you set your checkout profiles. This is pretty self-explanatory. Proxies is where you put your proxies, where you test them. And settings is where you set your monitor locale, your task scheduling, and your Discord or Slack webhook. So to go back to view tasks, that's where you'll be spending most of your time when you're running it, but we'll start with creating tasks because this is what you actually will be having to do. So for your task name, you could pretty much name it whatever you want. That doesn't really matter, so we'll just name it test 1. As far as the products that are dropping that week, Palace actually is pretty nice and gives us a product list. When you click on any product within the product list, it gives the recommended keywords already for you. So, you really don't have to do anything. If you don't like these keywords, or you want to run keywords of your own, that's easy. You could just leave it as none, and you could put your own keywords in here. As you see, plus whatever, plus item, minus you want. So you could put that whatever you there or whatever you want there, as long as you follow that same format. So you see the format, the plus item, comma, as long as you follow that same format as the recommended keywords, you'll be fine. After you set your keywords, you then have the option to select the color. Here you have black, white, yellow for this fleece jacket. If you don't care what color you hit, you could leave that on any. Same with size, you have your small, medium, large, and X large. If you don't care which size you hit, you could just put any again. Task specific proxy, this is where you'll be putting a specific proxy if you like. If you want to run on localhost, you could leave it as none. And if you want to use a random proxy out of your proxy list, you could just put it on random, and it will select any proxy within your proxy list. Profiles, this is where you will be selecting the profile that you wish to check out with. So right now all I have is the test profile, obviously for testing purposes. With Hasty being a 100% request based bot, the checkout method available is requests and requests only. The headless option was removed in this week's update. Currently, due to some of the behind the scenes changes and some of the secret sauce that Palace has put in Hasty, the checkout delay that you'll be using, you can either leave it blank or you can put 0. Either or works. I know previously you were supposed to run a 2500 millisecond checkout delay or 3000 or something like that, but now you want to run 0. So make sure when you're creating a task, you either leave the checkout delay blank or put 0. With the way Supreme is and with how funny it is, I personally like to make some tasks with 0 and then some tasks I leave it blank. I don't know, you just want to try to give yourself the best chance at copying. Next is your profiles tab. So you have your create profile. Basically, you just want to fill it in with all the information that it asks for. So here's the test profile that I have set up. Catch-alls do work for Supreme. Personally, I run a .com catch-all, so I know for a fact that works. I don't know about .org, .club, or other catch-alls. So if you had to ask me for a recommendation, I would use a .com catch-all just to be safe. But catch-alls do work. As far as addresses, I will be pulling up on the screen some address jigs that I have successfully used. This would be your main address, 123 Kapala Street. The 4-letter jig after the number but before the street name does work. And then the unit or apartment number within address 2 does work as well. And then 4-letter jig combined with unit does work as well. However, be cautious. If you live in an apartment or a unit, you do not want to use this because you will get your package delivered to someone else. If you live in a single home or a home where your address is the only one with this address, then you can use this unit or apartment jig. You do not want to use the apartment jig if you live in an apartment. Someone else will get your packages. And at that point, you would have to hope that they're honest and they give them to you. You don't want to trust that, so don't use it if you live in an apartment. Your next feature is proxies. That's your next tab. Here's where you will put your proxies. Currently, there are many proxies that do and don't work on Supreme. Personally, I use Red Dirt proxies. You can find them on Twitter. Their Twitter will be in the description. I know that they work for a fact. That's proxies that myself as well as a lot of other people that I know have had successful checkouts use. So they're a pretty safe provider to use. So yeah, here's where you will put your proxies. Once you put that list, you want to press save. Then you want to test them. I'm not going to test this because obviously it's not going to work. Any proxies that come back as good will have a speed. It will say good and have a speed here. If they come back as bad, it will say bad, and the speed will either be really bad or it won't have a speed. If the proxies come back as bad, you just want to clean bad proxies, and that will leave just the good proxies in your proxy list. Repress save proxies, and that will save just the good proxies in your proxy list. Those proxies, again, is what I was talking about when you're creating your task. That is what you'll use here. You could press random, or you could pick a certain proxy. If you want to just use localhost, you just want to leave it as none. Next tab is your settings. This is where your monitor locale is. If you're running for multiple locations, make sure you have the monitor locale set at the location that you're running. So if you're running in US, you want a US. If you're running in EU, you want an EU. Japan, Japan. Then press save settings after you do that. For task scheduler, I would not personally recommend running a task scheduler. Now that you have to solve CAPTCHAs, you will need to be at your computer for the drop or team viewered into your computer at the drop. So I would not recommend running a task scheduler. The option is there if you would like to use it, but I would not recommend that. For your Discord or Slack webhook, I can show you how to set up the Discord webhook. Let me pull up my Discord. So you have to have a private server, your own server. You could create that by clicking the little plus down there, but this is my personal server. So here we have Hasty. I have a text channel for Hasty. You want to click on this little gear here. Then you want to go down to webhooks. Then you want to press create webhook. Name it whatever you want. Here's your webhook URL. This is what you want to copy, and this is what you want to paste into here. Press save, test webhook. Then when we go back, you will see that the webhook has tested successful. There you go. So that's the simple, easy way to set up a webhook. If that was too fast, you could pause, rewind the video, and just run through it again. It's actually really easy to set up a webhook. To take you to our next part, we're going to skip over the CAPTCHA solver and come back to that. But we have the console. I like to have the console up personally when I'm running so I can see what the bot's doing. I can see when it picks up. I can see when it's queuing the payment. I can see when it's checking out, when it's solving the CAPTCHAs, so I know I'm having progress. Also, this way you can see where you went wrong, where your error was coming, if there is an error. Next, we have our captcha solver. This was the big feature that Palace added this week. He actually added it so you can have up to 6 different captcha solvers. With that capability, you will be able to solve a lot of captchas and get a lot more tasks checking out in a lot less time than before. You also have the ability to put a specific proxy within your captcha solver. The benefit of that is so that Google doesn't see that you're solving, 3 captchas all under the same Gmail at the same time. Then they'll think you're a bot and they'll begin to give you harder captchas and you won't get 1-clicks. So you want to definitely use this. I'm going to close out these captcha windows and just have one. I'm going to clear session real quick. Bring the captcha solver back up, reclose these out, that's fine, and then I'm going to open up YouTube. It's going to then prompt you to sign in to your YouTube. I'm just going to do that on my other screen really quick. Okay, there you go. So now we're signed in. I'm going to go into YouTube. Boom, YouTube. Okay, so here we go. We have videos. I would recommend watching a video, multiple videos throughout the week to generate, get your 1-clicks going. Just click on a video. I would watch it, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like, all those kind of things to make yourself look more human. I would do this definitely at least 30 minutes before the drop, just so it could kind of see your activity, see that you're not a bot, and then that way you could get more 1-clicks. Personally, I just leave YouTube minimized during the drop. You can either minimize it or close it, it doesn't matter. I personally minimize it. That's been working for me, so that's where I'm going to leave it. If you want to add another solver, you just press add solver. Boom, there you go. See, it says in the console, solver ready. Cool. There you go. You press YouTube and you will just sign in with another Gmail. And then that way you could be having 2 1-click accounts going at the same time. You obviously will be able to check out twice as fast, or twice as many tasks in the same amount of time, which is very helpful. So I'm just going to clear session, hide captcha solver, hide console. So that's fine. So now we're going to do that. And we are going to run through a test task. So we'll open back up our captcha solver. We want just one this time. I'm probably not going to have a 1-click since I cleared my session. That's fine. I don't want to waste them anyway. Here we go. Create task. I'm going to create a test task. Plus boxer. Space plus brief. 0 checkout delay. Color doesn't matter. Size doesn't matter. Test profile. Add. There you go. You have your view task. So this is where you'll run your bot. So I'll come here. I will press the start button. It's awaiting stock. There it is, awaiting captcha. I don't have a 1-click because I'm not logged in. So I will solve this captcha. There you go, solve it. Payment queued, payment declined. Obviously, because it's a test profile. Now if we look back over, because of my captcha, this was a 7-second checkout. Most hyped items, the super hyped items, will be gone by then. So that's the importance of having those 1-clicks. You got to have those 1-clicks. So as you see, this was a payment decline. It's the test profile. This is what it was able to check out. Previously, I ran a test before, and with the 1-click, I was able to check out in 1.7 seconds. So with how fast that is, that's a very good checkout. You'll be able to definitely have the best chance of copying the item that you need. So that's pretty much all for how to run Hasty. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Discord or leave any of your questions in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and if you found this video helpful, leave a thumbs up. Drop me a follow on Twitter. My Twitter's in the bottom left. It will also be in the description of the video. Thank you guys, and peace.